Lecture Hall, Lecture Hall. This for all of y'all, all of y'all. Welcome back. Some of y'all been in for the ride from a while back when we used to run this podcast, but things have changed. You got a new background, you got some new people, same people, but we're picking it back up. We got some things to talk about, some things to discuss. We're going to get it in. And guess what? We're here with some of my friends right over here to pretty much jump on this thing and talk about this and that with myself. And who am I? Cap Houston, that is. Cap Houston, 19 years in NASCAR, changing tires.
Ron James.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I've been a tire changer for a long time. And I'm going to let these guys tell you who they are so y'all can get to know them a little bit. Start with my man right here to the right, Mr. Marshall McFadden.
What's going on, everybody? Like Cap said, Marshall McFadden here at Trackhouse. I'll be pitting the 71 car, Zane Smith, and it's my 7th season, so I'm just happy to be back and be at it, you know, be up under the lights in front of the cameras, you know, the lecture hall platform, you know, so let's get to it. Back at you, Cap.
Hey, back to me. Hey, we got to bounce it back to the guy right to your right. You know what I mean? The guy that's making that couch equal over there. Y'all some big boys. Tell them who you are.
I'm Evan Clay. This will be my 3rd year with Trackhouse, one of the younger guys. I'm the gas man for the 71 with my boy Marshall over here.
Come on now, drop a clues on it.
Mm-hmm. Dropping them bombs. We're gonna work on that. Y'all gonna see the board over here. I don't know if I got a clue bomb right there, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you know, the first thing is we all are in the sport, NASCAR. We'll talk about that. We're gonna inspire, you know, we're gonna inspire some folks somehow. Some people, sometimes it's about the people when it comes to inspiring and being inspired. Right. So we hope we can inspire y'all. Hopefully y'all can be inspired by our conversations. And we want to be creative. We want to entertain y'all, all of y'all, not just a little bit, but all of y'all. But, you know, first I'm going to just, you know, like we all told y'all, I'm a tire changer. Marshall's a jack man. Evan's a gas man. Those are our positions in the sport. You know, we want to try to give you some insight on, you know, how we are able to not only just do our jobs, but maybe even make comparisons to the everyday world. I know when some of y'all see pit stops, you know, it's not like going to your local tire shop and the times are a little different than what you can take your vehicle in to get done. And as you can see, like with these some big boys, they fit, they're in shape to do their jobs. And you see me, you know, myself.
I'm in shape now.
I'm built for speed. So you add all that together. You put all that together, then you can have some fast pit stops.
Come on now.
Yeah. And I just want to give an honorable mention. You don't have a cameras for him, but Kimbro, say something.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. We got Jeremy Kimbro, which is a tire carrier, also on the boards there, behind the scenes helping out.
Big control guy.
Marshall, let's start with you, man, because you spent some time. Tell me about your time that you spent your professional sports before NASCAR.
Yeah, I was in the NFL for a bit. Played with Pittsburgh, Oakland, the Rams. You know, kind of like a journeyman, just trying to find a home. You know, unfortunately, you know, if it was easy, everybody could do it, but you know, injuries piled up. You know, eventually they gave me that big boot, kicked me out of the NFL. It's all good. They gave me a head start in life. Went to Canada, played with the Argonauts for 2 years, and decided to hang the cleats up and come on back home. But just like any other sport, like the NFL, it's a grind. It's a grind every day because everybody fighting for the same thing, and you always giving max effort. You know, so when you switch it over to NASCAR, it's almost kind of the same grind, you know, as trying to get where you want to get at. You know, but you have to. It's more detail oriented here, a lot less physical, but more detail because it's marginal room for error. You know, and it's 5-man to a team, and anyone's mistake could be very costly. So that's kind of the first thing I learned just being in the sport of NASCAR as a pit crew member is, you know, limiting your mistakes. When you play in other sports such as football and basketball, you can have those type of mistakes and nothing to occur. But NASCAR is very vital that you be precise and make sure everything's right.
So what position did you play in the NFL?
I played middle linebacker.
Okay, middle linebacker.
Big fella.
And compare it to your position in NASCAR, the jack man. Do you feel like being a linebacker helped prepare you for that position?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, as being a jack man for NASCAR is almost identical to being a middle linebacker on a football team, because you got 10 other guys looking up to you to lead them. You know, the play calling, you the start of the defense, you the end of the defense. So with NASCAR being a jack man, you the start of the pit stop and you the end of the pit stop. You know, so nobody can't do their job without me.
That's a good analogy. That's the first time I actually heard that as far as the middle linebacker.
For sure.
Being in the middle and being able to talk to your right side of the defense and being able to communicate with your left side of the defense.
Facts.
Relating to the jack man, he's in the middle of the 5 guys or girls that jump over the wall.
For sure.
And you can talk to the rear and talk to the front and kind of facilitate the pit stop. It's a good analogy. E, what sport you come from? What position you play?
I played football. Played left tackle, right tackle, a little bit of guard, offensive line. Pretty much played a little bit of everything throughout my tenure in college.
Yeah.
I played at Tennessee State for 3 years, and I finished off at Morehouse for my last 2 years.
Yeah. So offense. You say you didn't play any defense.
I didn't play any defense. Not in college. Not where it mattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your offensive position, I know you mentioned you're a gas man on the 71 this year. But what other positions can you do in on the pit crew?
For the pit crew, I've carried. I started off as a jack man, actually.
Okay.
I was left-handed, so they had to teach me how to use a right-handed jack, which is pretty much the setup is just different. Like the handles on different sides of the jack.
Yeah.
And then opportunity wasn't really there when I got to Trackhouse, but I ended up learning how to carry because there was some opportunity there, and ended up learning how to gas when the opportunity was there. So just trying to make myself available.
More you can do, baby. More you can do.
It's like a Swiss Army knife.
Come on now. You can do it all.
That's good.
So do you see anything from football that helped you kind of gravitate towards those pit crew positions?
Absolutely, man. As an offensive lineman, the way I played guard, I played tackle. I was a guy, like if a guy got hurt, I can move from my position to another.
Yeah.
So I think that translated well to me being at Trackhouse, and it was just that being able to do multiple positions always kept me with a job. Like I'm always at the track. So you know what I'm saying, when the jackman or carry position got filled, I was available to gas because I was able to adapt. And on the offensive line, like when you don't bring 15, 12 offensive linemen to a game, so like you probably got like 3 or 4 guys on the bench.
Oh, you may have to move. Yeah.
So only 2 of those guys can actually like are ready to play on that level. Like when the guard gets hurt, sometimes that or like when your left tackle gets hurt, that's your most
Vital
important
position,
position
for sure.
on the offensive line.
Blind side.
So when he gets hurt, your right tackle might have to go to the left because that's your second best guy, and then one of the guys off the bench is going to have to go in. So just like being able to adapt has helped me a lot in my career here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And just speaking on what him said about him showcasing that, I know like in a football environment, showing the coaches got to pick who they want, yada yada here.
Yeah.
They be like, oh man, Evan, well he can play every position on the line. We gonna go with that guy. Now Evan might not be better than that one specific person, but he's better at all five of those positions.
Makes him
so we gonna
good
go that
asset,
guy.
yeah.
So the more you can do, the better you have.
Makes you more valuable to a team.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I see that. Let's say NFL, I see that a lot where it's some highly skilled players in a position, but just being on an NFL team, that means you're best of the best.
Come on now.
But sometimes when your star player comes out, there's a big gap between that person and that next player.
Yeah.
And we know that next player is good enough to be in the league.
For sure.
But why is it that gap so big from that star player to that next player? Like why is it? Because I know pit stop wise, when you had to go in sometimes for the pit stop, you got to be able to jump right in and kind of match that person that you filled in for. Why is that gap so big in the NFL?
I think if you're looking at it from an untrained eye, chemistry, just like anything and everything else. A team can get used to a running back or a quarterback or a receiver and how they do things. So when a new person come in, based off an injury or some type of status of that, it changes the whole feel. And so a fan that looking at it be like, man, well, you got to understand this is what they was used to before this person had to come in. So you got to look at all of those, things. In a couple of weeks down the line, it'll be totally different because they didn't adjust it or they're accustomed to what they have. Just like, you jump in on my team, it's going to be a little different. But it's going to take time for him to, figure it out, for them to get used to the car coming up, car coming down, so on and so on. So those adjustments, what people really don't see. They just, because they want that same feel
that same
as
product.
the starter.
The outside looking in, you're like, man, that crew is struggling or whatever. They don't know that 2-3 guys might have retired or somebody got hurt the week before, and it's completely different. Everything's the feel, the size, you know what I'm saying? The last guy might be 5'5", next guy might be 6 foot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting comfortable with the guy next to you can be a big game changer, you know what I'm saying?
And now the flip side of that, you can have somebody come in and put on a light show. So
it might never come back out.
So I mean that's a two-way street though.
Yeah.
So,
You so Marshall, you middle. I want to paint this picture. Middle linebacker. You lined up, you can, there's a certain point you can see the whole field, you can see everything, and you can pretty much like kind of read the offense. You're trying to read the offense by film that you watch, cadence and whatnot. So you're lined up. Are you like 5 yards off the ball?
Yep.
If depending on the defense.
From a base standpoint, 5 yards.
All right.
Give it.
So you 5 yards off the ball. Quarterback. We ain't worried about the quarterback right now. Quarterback sit under center. He hikes the ball. The offense is coming towards you. This gap opens up. And you see this old lineman, Big E, coming through that line. Right? Y'all are the yards are getting smaller and smaller. Closer and closer. I'm gonna let you answer first. Who wins that battle right
Come
there?
on, man.
Oh, Cap, as a linebacker, we live for that.
Yeah.
We live for linemen coming because they want to be skilled guys anyway. So sometimes in those trenches, because you have that a lot. But my objective is to beat him before he keeps going.
But look at him. Have you seen a guy with that magnitude
Cap,
come through the line with that much confidence?
Hey, Cap, listen here, big dog.
Confidence.
Hey, as a linebacker, we don't see nothing.
Because he's coming for you.
Don't care about it.
You going for the running back?
Yeah, for sure. Gonna run straight through that. But before he can even square his shoulders up, I'm already hit it.
Yeah.
You know, and
I love the
and that just-
confidence of middle
you see-
linebackers. Is that a trait of every middle linebacker? That confidence?
it ain't a trait. It's just our job.
It's your job.
That's what we do.
Fearless.
Our
almighty.
cues is the offensive line. So if he making any type of movement to get downhill,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give him that chance. Come on
Yeah.
now. It's,
I
a
mean-
different, it's just it is what it is.
We're deep into the playoffs in the NFL right now, and I'm gonna be paying attention to these linebackers' eyes to see if they got
sure.
that. I think that's going to determine, because they say offense wins games, defense wins championships.
For sure.
So
You might see some linebackers on their back too.
yes,
Just saying. That mentality don't always.
Nah, you're absolutely right. Now,
be so.
if you ain't never been on your back, you ain't never played football. It's part of it.
Win
It's
some,
part
you
of the
lose some,
game.
man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
yeah.
Why didn't have somebody threw me sky high in the middle of an NFL game?
Hey,
You know what I did though?
Yeah,
I
got
got
back up.
back up, went back to the huddle.
Yeah,
Quick term memory, baby.
yeah.
But it
everybody's
happens,
good,
though.
man.
It happens.
everybody's good when you get to,
For sure,
to that level.
for sure.
Do you remember who it was that did?
Nah, I lost that memory a long time ago.
Oh,
bro.
okay. All right. Speaking of big games NFL, man. Got 4 teams left. Got the Chiefs, Ravens, 49ers, and the Lions. Marshall, who you gonna see go to the big game?
I like Baltimore. I just
Okay.
think they're a well-rounded team. Not only me, I'm sure everybody probably think the same thing. And when it comes to 49ers in Detroit, I would pick 49ers, but I know that's your team. And that ain't so I'm going with Detroit, man. And, it'd be happy to see Detroit get there, you know,
Okay.
for that team and the no history they got
Yeah.
when it comes to football. It'd be glad to see those guys go out there and be in the Super Bowl.
E, who you got?
I want to say 49ers for that conference game, man. But they got them veterans, man. And those Detroit scrappy, bro. They got them veterans over there. You got Jared Goff who left the Rams. He got that chip on his shoulder because they got a championship over
He's
there.
got a
when he
story
left.
for sure.
So man, I like Detroit, man. They got that chip on their shoulder, and then I like the Ravens.
Yeah.
They got the MVP of the league over there. I'm not betting against them.
Yeah, I like that. Of course, spilled the beans. I'm a Niners fan, so of course I want to
personal,
see
Cap.
them go. I don't really care to see the Chiefs go play over the Ravens.
Yeah.
So healthy 49ers Ravens Super Bowl would be a pretty good Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No injuries, just head to head with the best of the best. But like you said, you got to get through the Lions first. Lions got a good story.
They gonna fight, man.
They got a good story.
Y'all got some weapons though, Cap.
But yeah, we do.
That's one thing they do got across the board.
And with y'all's picks, on NFC side, I think y'all lying. All right, so we'll
I'm
see.
picking up what you putting down.
We'll see how that turns out. Big big weekends, but we got a big one coming up too, Daytona 500.
Okay.
We can also give some insight on preparing for a big game, because in NASCAR, this big race we have until the checker flag in Phoenix in November, all the way up until February to prepare for this big race.
Yeah.
They got after this weekend's games, got 2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks to get ready for the big game in the NFL.
Yeah. Man.
So, how compare being that you're getting ready to go to the Daytona 500? You've been to the Daytona 500, and also playing in the league. Marshall, just tell us your preparation. What do you do to get prepared for a race that big?
Well, first of all, it's a process. Things change in the off season, just like any other team. The crews change, and obviously having a change of crew, you try to build chemistry up into Daytona, and chemistry is very important in the sport. You know, so you try to build that and you ride that up into Daytona, because obviously Daytona is like the Super Bowl of the NFL, but it's the Super Bowl of NASCAR.
Yeah.
You know, it's huge, it's big, and everybody excited for it, from drivers to teams to crews and so on and so on. So it's a great start for NASCAR, but it also a lot of nerves that go with that, because so many people are trying to impress. You know, you didn't train for so hard for off season. Now when it come Daytona, a big race, you now you get the opportunity to go out there and, you know, perform, and hopefully perform at a high level. And, you know, I know people are big on Daytona because it's so big, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Cap. I ain't the biggest fan of Daytona. Man, I got some stories for, you know, about Daytona, and I can tell you I've been very humbled by the sport. You know, coming from the NFL, like, oh man, the NFL, I can do this. But I was very humble my first race. Yeah, I didn't understand the magnitude.
Tell us about it.
Well, I started off as a gas man, and I thought I was ready. Yeah. You know, I thought I prepared, and I can tell you, after my first race, bro, I got fired. My first race in Daytona got fired. Daytona got fired. Life lesson for me though. Yeah. You know, very humbling, and I went back to the round table, figured it out. Now 7 years later, man, I'm going to my
7 years later.
Yeah. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
What up? Yeah, where's that, Cap?
There we go.
But it's a big experience, man. It's great, you know. Just prepare for a Daytona. Yeah. It's huge. It's huge for NASCAR, for sure.
Yeah. E.
Man, Daytona, baby. Daytona's not very forgiving, man. So.
What season is this for you?
This would be year 3 for me at Trackhouse, man. Doing Cup. This would be year 3 for me.
Man, that's
big
awesome.
Time.
That's all. Hold on, man. Hold on. Round of applause.
Big time.
And this would be year 3 with my dog too, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Take him to the promised land.
That's that middle linebacker confidence, man.
So but a lot of people don't know Daytona is what they call one of those fuel mileage. It's a plate. Yeah. It's a plate track, but it's a fuel mileage race. So this is your like.
This is where Gasman make their money, man.
Right.
It's where they make every dollar.
Right. Or this is where they get fired.
I wasn't gonna say it.
It can go either way.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, man, it's not very forgiving either, because I mean, you only got so many stops there. It's not like Darlington where you're gonna go do 12 pit stops. Yeah. Like you might do 5 stops at Daytona, depending on your strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Hold that right there. This would be a great opportunity for those listeners, everybody listen to. Go ahead and put in the comments because you can really elaborate on why Darlington it takes so many stops, and why Daytona, the big tracks, is very little, maybe 4 at the most.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of fuel onlys.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna get into it this episode. But any questions y'all have, go ahead and drop in the comments, and we're answering the best way we can. All right, back to you, E.
Yeah, man, it's not very forgiving because, like I said, you only got a few pit stops, and really you only gonna take tires a couple times, so it's even less forgiving for, you know what I'm saying, the changers and the jackmen and the carriers. But you got those fuel onlys where they're like, all right, we don't need tires, we just want some fuel and
pressure.
And there's no one over the wall but
you.
It's
pressure.
like
on the
my
island.
first time. Let me tell you, I started off with Jackman Carrier, and I loved it. Running around with the car with my boys, we all jump off together.
Yeah.
But when I started gassing, and they was like, all right, man, we're gonna come down for that fuel only and let your car be running good. Like your crew chief, the whole road crew on the pit box, the fans on the sponsors on the pit box, my Jackman, my carrier, everybody else back over the wall. And they come put that gas can on your shoulder, and they was like, hey, man, we need this many seconds of fuel. And you got other cars coming down with you. Yeah. And when you hit that pit box, you got to get that thing engaged as fast as possible.
Yep.
Get your fuel, and then you got to send him on his way before the other guy. It's like,
that's tough.
That's hard racing.
Yeah. They be like, hey, we need 5 seconds. usually you'll count 1, 2, but when that 1, 5,
Hey, been there, done that, bro. Hey, we need 5 seconds. I'd have gave him 3. That 5 came fast.
hey, facts, bro. Pressure do it to you every time, dude.
And then, you know, you said when that car comes in, you're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you don't disengage right?
Oh, they'll take. Hey, you'll see your gas can when it come back around the track.
Or you be slipping and sliding in fuel.
You go for a ride.
Yeah.
Either you going with it or it's going by itself.
And that's the
I know a guy.
yeah. I know a guy. We know a guy that took I know a few guys. I'm telling you, out of 19 seasons of pit stops, I've seen a lot of things go down pit road that ain't supposed to be going down, and it'd be bodies, fuel cans. You, as a changer, you get up and you're looking the way the car gonna go. Sometimes that can is still there, and it's cleaning out everybody. You know, but yeah, that's another thing we kind of take for granted is the dangers on it, but. Sport has developed and got a lot safer. We're down to 5. When I first started, we had 7 plus the eighth. They call them the 8th man over the wall. But we're down to 5.
Like catch can.
Yeah, they had the catch can, two carriers, 2 changers, jack man, gas man.
That's when they had athletic guys, man. They can run around the car, pull tires, and do all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Adjustments. Doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah. Jumping over the car, man, doing front flips.
I mean, I'd like to say we still have athletic gas.
Yeah, I should have been offended, Cap. I didn't even catch that.
No harm intent. No harm.
Appreciate you, brother.
So, fun fact: my very first Xfinity race, I was catch can. Yeah, it was like I'm at the track, and I was there for an ARCA race, and somebody on the Xfinity end needed a
guy.
And it was like, I was like, I'm a tire changer. It was like, we need a catch can. And it was like, he was like, can you do it? I was like, how much?
Money talk, don't it?
He said $200. I was like, yeah.
I ain't had a clue, but
I got an apron.
Never done it before in my life.
Come on, man.
So, but yeah, man. We'll definitely get into a lot more positions in the sport. Get into a lot more of preparation for tracks and all this and that. Really wanted just to get an intro and bring the lecture hall back.
It's the lecture hall.
You know, I mean,
Man, y'all gonna have to teach me the theme song.
Get the Get the buttons and stuff right. You know what I mean?
I like that, Cat. I like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
So since y'all been but before we get off, since y'all been to Daytona a few times, best place in Daytona to grab wings. Where? I need to know.
I'm gonna say Wing House, man.
Wing House?
Wing House, the one by the track, because the one by the beach, the service ain't up to
A little
par,
too
man.
touristy.
Like every time it's not even that. It don't even be tourists. It be other teams.
Yeah.
Because most of the teams stay on the strip, so you go in there.
Oh, yeah,
And they
sure,
got
for
like
sure.
20 tables with 5 guys at them. And they're like, we're not taking any more right
No.
now. But the one actually by the track is not as busy.
Wing House. You know, I went to Bethune.
Bethune Grill.
Yeah, I went to Bethune Grill once. I'm about to say this. It was just okay. It was okay. You
was
know,
a lot
y'all
of
don't
hype.
get mad at me out there. Don't get mad at
There's
me.
a lot of hype around it.
It was a lot of hype.
Yeah, it was.
A guy was here at that time was just bragging on
My guy Jaron. Yeah,
Jaron Davis. That's who it
Jaron. He
was,
went to
Jaron Davis.
JC.
he went to school out there. But I did enjoy the experience. There was people driving, you know, hours from that. And that's the reason why I asked, because I want to try another wing spot. So I'm going to go to Wing House, check it out.
We should do that every week. Like,
Yeah.
tell the fans, like, you know,
Where
I like it. I like it.
whatever track is next week, let us know what's good to eat out there.
Yeah, and then like you had your best stack of pancakes at Daytona.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Cat.
I've never been more mad about my meal in my life.
Never seen anything like it.
Man,
Never seen anything
Cat,
like
they were pancakes out of a cartoon, bro.
Oh man.
Like Like they didn't even have enough
What them-
syrup in there for
what
my
them-
3 pancakes. Like it was
With them
crazy.
Scooby Doo
Yeah.
sex. Okay.
Batter was still mixed in the middle of it.
I probably ordered a gallon of orange juice while I was in there trying to wash some things down, bro.
Oh man, I listened to the conversation. She sold it to him, and he was like, "Man, yeah, I'm gonna get that," and highly disappointed.
Yeah.
And I was the only person at the table with pancakes. Everybody else got waffles and they look great.
It was a reason. It was a reason.
I was the only one with these pancakes.
I was one of the ones with the waffles. Yeah. I have to say I was there. I'll be going, so I'm gonna go get wings. I'm gonna go find a good seafood spot there. Maybe some folks in the comments from the area has been to the area can point me to the best seafood spot in Daytona
there with
Beach. All right, and contest the wings. You know what I mean? Yeah. We want to hear about that too. Jaron, if you're out there, you know what I mean, speak your word about
your truth.
about the grill, man.
Oh, he gonna find.
Yeah.
Speak
Well,
for
yeah.
him.
We'll
Speak
sure
for him.
we jump in there and speak
He
the
love his
word.
wings, man.
But all right, man, we're gonna close this thing out. It's a great start. Great start. We're gonna keep this going. You know, make sure y'all like and subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It helps us grow and help us continue to keep this going. And don't forget, it's the lecture hall.
Get in on
Lecture hall.
it. More gatekeeping, man.
This
Get
for
in on
all of y'all.
Who?
All of y'all. All right, we out of here.